All right, guys, what are we going to talk about today? I have absolutely no clue. It seems like the last couple days have been kind of dead as far as like anything like real huge that I want to talk about, but there is a big thing in the world of Marvel. I've tried to talk about the MCU in the past, and it seems like a lot of you guys kind of, I guess, don't care. I don't know what it is. The Marvel content usually gets a little bit less, I guess, attention and engagement than some of the other stuff. But the reason why I mostly want to talk about this is because a huge change is coming to the MCU, as you can see right here from this IGN article. Let me zoom it in just a little bit. One of Marvel's most influential producers has just left. So Victoria Alonso, she was at Marvel for 17 years. This is actually really big as far as like departures go. She's been there since before Iron Man, the first official movie. She's like one of the top head honchos. I would probably say she's easily maybe in the top 5 head honchos that are there. I mean, the only thing I could think of bigger person leaving after this is Kevin Feige himself. But Marvel Studios has basically been in a panic mode since Ant-Man 3 flopped hard. They've also had other projects flop. Eternals is one of the big mistakes, but somehow that movie's getting a sequel. I have no idea how the hell that's happening, but Eternals is getting a sequel. Then they had to delay a lot of other movies and projects. Like, we're not getting Ironheart anytime soon. I believe the Marvels itself, Captain Marvel 2, The Marvels has been delayed, and there's been all sorts of rumors and innuendo involving that it's so bad that Brie Larson was a diva on set. And I don't know. I feel Ant-Man 3's recent release, even though I personally loved it, Ant-Man 3 was the major disappointment cherry at the top of the box office Sunday. That movie, for whatever reason, just completely flopped hard. I don't know if it's just because of the Marvel like reputation, where it's just quantity over quality now, or that people are getting tired of the whole wokeness that the MCU has been having as of late, or if it's just superhero fatigue. Maybe a combination of all that, because I know Black Adam had flopped, and now it looks like Shazam 2 is absolutely flopping hard as well. So maybe it's a combination of all that. Maybe people are just tired of superhero fatigue and all the other nonsense. But Marvel has definitely been feeling the pressure to change things around. And Victoria Alonso leaving, guys, is a sign that, yeah, this is significant. This is very significant for what's going on here. So you can see Victoria Alonso, one of the most influential and long-running executives and producers at Marvel Studios, apparently left last Friday, according to a new report in The Hollywood Reporter. IGN has reached out to Disney and Marvel for comment. Details on her exit were not shared in the report. She was the president of physical, post-production, VFX, and animation at Marvel Studios at the time of her exit, but she started as executive vice president of visual effects and post-production all the way back in '06. Her work as a producer on MCU films dates back to 2008's Iron Man, where she was co-producer and visual effects producer. She would go on to produce Iron Man 2, Thor, and Captain America: The First Avenger, and served as executive producer on the Avengers and every MCU film after that. So she's been involved with every MCU film as an executive producer. And she executive produced all of the Disney Plus series. It says that she was instrumental in building the MCU into the financial powerhouse that it is today, but not without controversy. The VFX in more recent MCU movies, as well as the treatment of the workers who produce them, has come under fire, especially with the recent Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. In a recent Vulture report, several VFX artists claimed that Quantumania was prioritized below Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, leading to budget and resource issues. She's still listed as an executive producer on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which I think Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is going to be a pivot point. I think after that comes out, we're going to see a major change in how the movie schedules are released and how often Disney shows come out and stuff like that in regards to the MCU. Again, there's been a lot of changes as of late because of the poor reception to Ant-Man and the Wasp. I personally liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. But yeah, again, this is very significant. This is like a top tier departure for a studio. She produced many of the projects. Like I said, she was an executive producer for all of them. And it raises questions like the future direction of this company and how are they going to bounce back from the recent flops, the recent setbacks. Disney as a whole is making cuts. They are making a lot of cuts. And Marvel is at the forefront of all that because that was their wheelhouse. That was like where a lot of the money funnels in, not just from the movies and shows themselves, but merchandise, marketing, comics, you name it. It's going to be interesting to see, especially with a lot of the criticisms, myself included, but you hear a lot of people talk about how the MCU is just gearing towards political commentary and weird wokeness and stuff that a lot of people are starting to tune out to. But also I think it is attributing to that there's just way too much going on, especially after, the whole Infinity Stone saga. That was a good solid, 10, 11, 12 years of content being fed to us. And now, this last couple of years, we've had so much in regards to Disney Plus shows popping up. It seemed like every couple of months we have a movie coming out, and then everything just started flopping. Now that the pandemic's over, theaters are open. People are saying movie theaters in general are dying because of streaming services. I could see a little bit of that. I don't think they're necessarily dying. I think it's just that what's being produced in Hollywood is not that great. And people are starting to get burnt out on it, starting to get let down a little bit. So maybe with Bob Iger coming back in as CEO, we're going to see some major changes. I think this is another call that involves him directly. Again, there's no real amount of details that were shown as far as this goes. We don't know exactly why she left, but it is clear that Marvel is indeed in a period of transition. And I think we're going to see after Guardians 3 comes out, we're going to see a lot more of a clearer picture of how they're going to be doing stuff. I don't think they could rely on just churning out billion-dollar film after billion-dollar film. I think they need to come out with like a new strategy to regain their footing. Maybe go back to the source material. Like everybody's outfit looks like some kind of weird nanotech device and stuff. Like, I that's why I'm interested to see where they're going to go with Spider-Man, because at the end of No Way Home, spoilers, he has more of a basic suit. I want them to go back to more of like the basic street level type of stuff. Go back to the fun, hearted material. It doesn't need to be some huge blockbuster Endgame production every time. As long as it's written really good, we have good characters. In my opinion, don't try to tokenize stuff. Don't try to add some kind of weird, political commentary behind it. Let's just escape and enjoy some popcorn and have a good superhero flick. I don't mind the release schedule. I like having a lot of movies thrown at me, but I think for as big of a studio as Marvel Studios is, they could hire better writers. At this point, just have AI do it. I'm just joking. Now, Alonso's exit, I think, will lead to a lot more of a shift in creative, for better or worse. I think it might end up being for the best. Let's see who replaces her. I think Marvel fans are in for some good times ahead with Secret Invasion, Guardians 3, and what's the other show that's coming out? There was Low-Key. So I think we're going to be good for the foreseeable future, but once the fall and the new year hits, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So what do you guys take from this departure? Let me know your thoughts down below, and I will see you on the next one.